A depth charge detonates so close the lights die instantly. The whole boat jerks like it's been punched by a giant fist. Men slam into bulkheads. A wrench skitters across the deck. Someone snatches it mid-slide because one clink can give you away. The hull lets out a sound you'll never forget. Not a bang, not a crack, a long, angry groan, like steel trying to remember how to breathe. And in that moment, you realize something. The ocean doesn't flood in, it erases you. Another boom, farther this time, then silence. The kind of silence that's not peace, it's hunting. This is life inside a Japanese submarine in World War II, where the danger isn't just the enemy above, it's the air turning against you, the batteries you depend on, the way fear repeats minute after minute until it becomes the only rhythm your mind can hear. Stay with me, because the most terrifying killer down here isn't a torpedo. It's a mistake so small you won't notice it until your lungs do. A Japanese submarine is not a ship. It's a sealed machine you live inside. The space is narrow, cluttered, and always moving around you. Pipes, valves, cables, needles trembling on dials. Your world is a hallway you can cross in a few steps, but you're trapped in it for weeks. Sleeping isn't a reset, it's a shift change. Crewmen hot bunk. One climbs out, another climbs in, because there aren't enough beds for everyone at once. The mattress is warm, the air is damp. Condensation drips from overhead pipes like the submarine is sweating with you. In tropical waters, heat builds until the interior feels like a closed garage in summer. Imagine living inside a running engine room, but you can't open a window. Food becomes a calendar. At the start of patrol, there's more variety. Rice, canned fish, pickled vegetables, whatever can survive storage. As the days stretch, the menu narrows. Fresh water is rationed. Washing turns into a negotiation with thirst. The smell becomes permanent. Diesel, oil, sweat, metal, old food. And above all, sound. In the control room, men speak in short phrases. Tools get wrapped so they don't clink. Even footsteps are careful, because up there, somewhere in the black water, a destroyer might be drifting, listening for the smallest confession. The hydrophone operator sits with headphones like a priest at confession. He isn't hearing the ocean, he's hearing shapes, propellers, cavitation, range closing. Then it arrives. Ping. That ping is a question. Where are you? And the only safe answer is silence. So the boat goes still. No unnecessary movement. No dropped objects. No loud voices. It's like hiding in a closet while someone walks through the house holding their breath. Except the person searching has explosives. Now the brutal trade. A submarine is strongest when it can choose when to be seen. On the surface, diesel engines give you speed and charge your batteries. Underwater, you're quieter, but limited. You run on battery power, which drains. And every hour you stay submerged, the air gets worse and the boat gets hotter. That's why submarines surface, often at night, to run diesels, recharge, and ventilate. For a few hours, the crew breathes easier. Maybe they glimpse stars. Maybe the wind feels like a miracle. And then the dread returns, because on the surface, you're louder, easier to spot, easier to kill. As the war goes on, Allied radar, patrol planes, and escort tactics improve. Surfacing stops being routine and starts being a coin toss. You surface to live, and you risk dying instantly. A spotlight, engine roar overhead, tracers, then crash dive. That dive is pure choreography under panic. Hatches slam, men sprint past each other in a corridor barely wide enough for one. Ballast tanks flood. The bow dips. Loose gear becomes shrapnel if it isn't secured. because once you're detected, the hunt turns into a trap. Japanese submarines could deliver devastating attacks. In September 1942, one Japanese submarine's torpedo spread sank the aircraft carrier USS Wasp and also damaged USS North Carolina, a reminder that a hidden boat could change a battle in minutes. But the ocean adapts, the enemy learns, and gradually, the Japanese submariner finds himself less like a hunter and more like a man holding his breath while the world above becomes a net. Depth charges don't need a direct hit. Shockwaves can bend fittings, crack seals, jam instruments, and turn tiny problems into fatal ones. Inside, you listen for changes, a new drip, a strange tilt, a needle that used to behave now trembling wrong. Because down here, you don't need to be destroyed. You only need to be slightly broken. The waiting between blasts is worse than the blasts. Men stare into red light, count seconds, breathe shallow because their air feels precious, like money you're burning. The hull creaks, not always from damage, sometimes from pressure, but your mind doesn't care. Your mind treats every sound like a warning. And then comes the part most people never think about. A submarine can survive the enemy and still die from the inside. When you're submerged, you consume oxygen and build up carbon dioxide. Ventilation can help when you surface, but underwater, the air slowly turns heavy. Headaches, nausea, fatigue, short tempers, a creeping animal panic that whispers, "You are not meant to be here." And then, the batteries. Submarines rely on massive battery banks for underwater power, but batteries are a risk. If seawater leaks into places it shouldn't, chemical reactions can create dangerous gases. One of the nightmares crews feared was chlorine gas, a sharp, choking poison that can burn eyes and lungs fast. So picture this moment, because it's the real fork in the road. Depth charges have rattled the boat. Something has shifted. A faint smell appears, sharp like bleach, like a pool chemical. A sailor coughs once, then twice. Eyes water. Someone says it out loud, and you can feel the room change. Gas. Now the captain has to choose between two terrible doors. Door 1, surface, and risk radar, aircraft, gunfire, instant destruction. Door 2, stay down, quiet, hidden, and let the boat become a poison box. This is where submarine war becomes psychological. It's not bravery like you see in movies. It's math under terror. Battery remaining, air quality, depth, leak rate, enemy position. Every number is a countdown. And here, the reveal that hits hardest, your aha. Japan built some of the most capable long-range submarines of the era. Boats that could travel vast distances, scout, strike, and vanish. But as the war turned, Allied anti-submarine warfare got so effective that a submarine's greatest strength, being unseen, became harder to keep. And Japan's submarine strategy often focused on fleet operations and special missions, rather than relentless commerce raiding, meaning many boats faced enormous risk without the same steady payoff. So life inside wasn't just cramped bunks and stale air. It was watching your advantage shrink while the ocean stayed the same size, and the enemy above got smarter every month. Which brings us back to the opening moment. The lights out, the hull groaning, men gripping valves like prayers. Because inside a Japanese submarine, you live in a cycle. Surface to breathe, dive to hide, listen to pings, endure blasts, fight your own air, and hope the machine holds together one more night. If you make it home, you don't come back with silence. You come back with the sound still in you. A faint ping, a distant boom, a creak in the dark, not loud enough for anyone else to hear, but enough to remind you that the past doesn't stay buried, because history never dies. It just echoes.